G'day everyone, welcome to Tab's set of 6 ahead of round 5, and Anthony Minichiello a month into the season now starting to take a bit of shape. 6 tackles, 6 minutes. Let's start with the Bulldogs. Now still favourites for most losses at $2.25, with the Titans the only winless team at $4. Do they still deserve to be favourites in that market? They were pretty good against the Storm.
They were. The last 2 weeks they've been really good. I like the new faces. Ockenball's been outstanding for them. Made a couple of breaks on the weekend. I think the Titans, watching them, they've got a bit of favourites, to be honest.
Now, what about the Dragons and the Dogs this week? Because the Dogs have this great record at Cogra. Remember that 38-0 win at the end of last season?
That's right.
The Dragons favourites at home, though. Where are you leaning?
I'm going to lean towards the Bulldogs again. I think they've shown over the last 2 weeks that their form has been great, and they've tightened up their defence, which was important. And they almost challenged the grand finals last year against Melbourne. So I think they can win.
There you go. Upset there. Let's go to the second tackle and Newcastle's finals credentials. Now, they would have played 4 or 5 games at home after this week. They're 1-3 at the moment.
Yep.
And they've been $1.65 to $2.40 to make the top 8 since round 2. What's going wrong there at Newcastle?
Yeah, a little bit of a disappointing start. I think Ponga back to fullback is a good thing for the team. I think they sort of mixed up that in the preseason where he trained most at 5'8". But this is a must-win for them, isn't it? I think they're at home again. They've played a lot of games at home. This is where they need to win because they've got that home ground advantage. So they need this one.
They have been losing narrowly, but against Manly, no Tom Trbojevic. Where are you leaning there?
I'm leaning towards Newcastle. I think Tommy Turbo, you've seen the influence he has on that Manly side, and it's disappointing that he has that hamstring injury again. So I'm going to go with Newcastle.
Yeah, huge blow for Manly losing Tommy T for a while. Tackle 3, bin or win, and our theme is the table toppers and whether they can continue a good start to the season. The Melbourne Storm 4-0 were coming off a tight one against the Doggies. Do they continue their unbeaten run against the struggling Cowboys in Townsville?
I think they are. They are a win this week. The Cowboys are struggling.
Struggling indeed. The Bunnies taking a home game to the sunny coast against the Warriors, coming off that loss to Manly. Bin or win the Bunnies?
Win the Bunnies. I think a little bit of travel for the Warriors heading up north Queensland, so win for the Bunnies.
The Raiders are on a roll with a couple of straight wins. They're 3-1, taking on the Eels, coming off a good win.
I'm going to bin this. I think the Eels can actually get up and win. I think it'll be a tight one. A bit inconsistent, the Raiders, so we'll see what happens.
The Roosters, how dominant were they against the Bronx? Do they continue their good start of the season at Shark Park?
I think so. I think the Sharks are struggling a little bit, obviously with the new restructure, a few injuries there, so win for the Roosters.
Okay, let's get to our fourth tackle, and it's Mini's multi now. And you're looking at the Tigers Brisbane game and the Panthers Gold Coast game. You're keen on the Bronx, despite their struggling to say the least.
Well, they were terrible last week, but I'm backing them to bounce back. So I'm going to go Broncos 13+ into the Panthers with a straight-out win.
What did you make of the Panthers against the Tigers last week? They were under pressure going into that one.
I watched that game, actually, and it was a struggling game, let's be honest. A lot of drop ball, but they did scrape home. They got the victory. So I'm going to go for the backup win for the Panthers.
Just quickly on the Broncos, what do you see as the main thing they need to improve?
Well, I think their attack is a little bit clunky at the moment, but I think their effort and attitude last week was quite poor. So I think that will rebounce into a good performance, hopefully, which they did in round 2. So hopefully they do that again up there at their home ground.
Tackle 5, this is player watch, and Mini will identify someone he's really been watching closely, and you're looking to your old mob, the Roosters, and one of their star backline members.
I am. It's James Tedesco this week. I think he's started in outstanding form. I think his combination with Victor Radley and his halves has been outstanding. And then he chimes into the back line with his nice little pass selection and his running and his footwork, which he scored some tries. So my player watch is James Tedesco this week.
The key with the Roosters, though, I mean, we see so many premiers start the season well the following year, but, it's early days, isn't it? They've got to be peaking in about 4 months' time.
Yeah, exactly. And you need to be injury-free. So a lot goes into obviously winning a premiership, but you need to tick over those wins to set up your season. So hopefully the Roosters will be doing that.
Finally, this is Golden Point, our bets of the round. Last week, I was keen on Manly to beat the Bunnies at the plus, and then they ended up winning head-to-head. What's your best this week, Mini?
Well, last week I had the Tigers won the 12, in which they should have won that game. I couldn't believe they lost
you
it.
were stiff.
I was.
Stiff.
I couldn't believe it. But this week, I'm going to go with the upset and an Eels 1-12, which offers a great price over the Raiders down there in Canberra.
I'm going to go to, Manly game again, but this time the Knights -4.5 to cover that with no Tom Trbojevic. Newcastle they really have to start getting on a roll and make a statement.
This is a must-win for them. I feel if they want to be inside the 8 at the end of so many rounds, they need to be winning this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Considering they played 4 of the first 5 at home. That's Tab's set of 6 for this week, Mini. Don't forget you can catch us each and every week on the Tab blog. Good luck, punters.